Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-journeying back in time to uncover the incredible story behind one of the world's most magnificent royal gardens, the Summer Palace in Beijing. How did ancient engineers and craftsmen create such a stunning landscape of lakes, hills, and pavilions without modern technology? First, let's set the stage. The Summer Palace we see today isn't the original. Its predecessor was the Garden of Clear Ripples, or King Yuan, built by the Qianlong Emperor in the mid-18th century. This wasn't just a simple garden. It was a massive project to celebrate his mother's birthday. The emperor envisioned a paradise on earth, a place that combined the grandeur of imperial power with the serene beauty of nature. But before any of that could happen, they had to solve a massive problem: water. The heart of the Summer Palace is Kunming Lake. But here's the secret: Kunming Lake wasn't always this big. It was originally a much smaller natural reservoir called Jar Hill Lake. The first major step in construction was a colossal hydraulic engineering project. Workers, tens of thousands of them, were mobilized to dredge and expand the lakebed. They dug out millions of cubic meters of earth and silt, not with excavators and dump trucks, but with shovels, baskets, and sheer human effort. This wasn't just about making the lake bigger. It was about creating a sustainable water system. They ingeniously connected the lake to the Jade Spring Hill and other water sources to ensure a constant supply, a feat that required incredible precision and an understanding of natural water flows. So what did they do with all that excavated earth? They didn't just dump it. In a stroke of genius, they used it to build Longevity Hill. That's right, the iconic hill that serves as the backdrop for the entire palace is largely man-made. This technique, known as one pool, three hills, was a classic element of Chinese garden design, symbolizing the mythical islands of the immortals. Workers transported the soil, basket by basket, and painstakingly piled and compacted it to create the hill's gentle slopes and impressive height. It was a perfect harmony of engineering and artistry, turning a practical problem, what to do with the dirt, into a central feature of the landscape. Once the foundational landscape of the hill and lake was complete, the architectural phase began. This is where the Summer Palace truly comes to life. The vision was to bring the most beautiful sceneries of China to the emperor's doorstep. So, architects and artisans were dispatched across the empire to study famous landscapes and buildings, like West Lake in Hangzhou. The designs for the pavilions, bridges, and temples were drawn onto large silk scrolls with meticulous detail. These weren't just blueprints. They were works of art in themselves, guiding every step of the construction. The building materials were sourced from all over China. The finest wood, like the durable and beautiful Nanmu tree, was harvested from remote forests in the southwest and transported thousands of miles to Beijing. This journey alone could take months, involving navigating treacherous rivers and mountain paths. Huge blocks of stone for the foundations and decorative carvings were quarried from mountains near the capital. And of course, the iconic glazed tiles that adorn the palace roofs were produced in imperial kilns, where the formula and firing process were closely guarded secrets. The vibrant yellow tiles were reserved exclusively for the emperor, symbolizing his supreme authority. Construction was a highly organized affair, managed by the Imperial Household Department. It was like a military campaign. The workforce was divided into specialized teams: masons, carpenters, carvers, painters, and tilers. Each group had its master craftsmen who passed down skills from generation to generation. Imagine the scene: the air filled with the sounds of hammers striking stone, saws cutting through timber, and the shouts of foremen coordinating the work. The carpenters used a sophisticated system of joinery, fitting wooden components together without nails or glue, a technique that made the structures both strong and flexible, able to withstand earthquakes. Let's talk about some of the most iconic structures. The long corridor, which stretches for over 700 meters along the shore of Kunming Lake, is a marvel. It was built to allow the emperor and his court to stroll through the garden, protected from the sun and rain. But it's more than just a covered walkway. Its beams are decorated with over 14,000 paintings depicting landscapes, historical figures, and scenes from classical literature. Each painting was hand-painted by artists on site, turning the corridor into the longest art gallery in the world. Then there's the magnificent Tower of Buddhist Incense, the centerpiece of the entire complex, perched atop Longevity Hill. This 41-meter-high tower was built on a massive stone foundation. Getting the heavy timber columns and beams up the hill was a monumental task. They likely used a combination of ramps, rollers, and immense human power. The precision required to assemble this multi-story structure was astonishing. It was designed to look like a 9-story pagoda, but is actually an octagonal, 3-eaved building, a testament to the architect's skill in creating visual harmony and grandeur. And we can't forget the marble boat. This unique structure, officially named the Boat of Purity and Ease, has a hull carved from a massive stone base. It's a symbol of the stability of the Qing dynasty, a boat that could never be overturned. The original wooden superstructure was burned down in 1860 during the Second Opium War, when Empress Dowager Cixi rebuilt the Summer Palace in the late 19th century. She replaced it with a new 2-story structure made of wood, painted to look like marble, and added Western-style stained glass windows and mirrored ceilings. This brings us to the rebuilding phase. The original Garden of Clear Ripples was largely destroyed by Anglo-French forces. The task of reconstruction, ordered by Empress Cixi, was just as daunting as the initial construction. She diverted funds originally intended for the Navy to finance the project, which is why the marble boat is sometimes seen as a symbol of that controversial decision. The rebuilding wasn't an exact replica. Cixi put her own stamp on the palace, adding new theaters and residential halls, transforming it from a garden into the grand palace we know today. Craftsmen had to repair what they could and recreate what was lost, relying on memory, old drawings, and their incredible skills to bring the complex back to its former glory and in some ways to exceed it. The entire process, from the Qianlong Emperor's initial vision to Cixi's ambitious reconstruction, was a monumental undertaking. It was a symphony of landscape design, hydraulic engineering, architecture, and countless art forms. It relied on a highly organized system of labor, the finest materials from across the empire, and the accumulated wisdom of generations of craftsmen. The Summer Palace isn't just a collection of beautiful buildings. It's a physical manifestation of imperial ambition, artistic vision, and the incredible ingenuity of the human hand. It's a story written in stone, wood, and water, a story of creation, destruction, and rebirth. So the next time you see a picture of the Summer Palace, or if you were lucky enough to walk its grounds, take a moment to appreciate not just its beauty, but the incredible human story behind it. Think of the thousands of hands that dug the lake, raised the hill, and carved every intricate detail. It truly is a masterpiece for the ages. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the construction of the Summer Palace. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more stories behind the world's greatest wonders. Let me know in the comments what other historical constructions you'd like to learn about. See you in the next video.